Yeah. Okay, recording now. Right. So last we covered all of these except for this creating common schedule. Like I mentioned last time, I'm going to write all the steps that we need to do for today. Whatever is remaining from today, whatever I write from here, is going to be covered in the next week. Okay. So this is for your info as well. Maybe you can write it down. So we will cover the what is this? Last week grids and columns. By the way, the reason why I'm doing this is because the assignment in your common test and in your final test, if you remember the steps that were covered in that week's lecture, it will be easier for you to answer the questions that are going to be asked for you to model. Like for example, if I ask you to, use copy monitor command, then you will probably be able to refer to where and when was copy monitor brought to you. Then you can answer the question. Okay, okay, right? Getting or not getting? Yes, no. Questions I will provide. I think paper will be provided, right? Or is it? I think hard copy paper will be provided to you individually. Right?
This one will be the last one, right?
Papers will be given. Paper, yeah. Grid column.
So the girl is going
Last week remaining was creating column schedule, so we are going to do that first. And the next thing that we are going to cover is foundations. We are going to add. And we are going to add wall footings. I mean foundation wall footings. Just whatever wall footings. Then we are going to add for columns. We are going to add piers. Right. Then we are going to add isolated footings for isolated footings. And probably we'll do elevated shaft as well. Try to cover on the beam, but let's see. It's not compulsory. Let's see if we have time. If everyone is okay, then we'll cover. I'll just write it down. This will be inside steel framing. We have the beams. Yeah, that's it. I think let's see all these things today. Okay, don't worry. If it's not covered, it will be covered next time. All right, then let's start. I hope you have your models. You all brought your models, right? Last week? Okay, so open Revit 2022 from your desktop. You can just double click on the Revit 2022 icon. Double click to open the software. Okay. So remember last time I mentioned if you are creating a new model, you'll start you all have created the model this week already. And go to the place where you have stored your previous model. So for my case, I created a new folder on my desktop and I stored the last week's model over. So just click on open here and open the model that you created last time. Click on open. All okay so far? Yes.
ကျောင်းမှာဒီပါတင်လိုက်တယ်
You open, I think all of you.
Science project ကဆရာမဘာပြောလဲ
Everyone has this issue, is it? Okay.
နေ့ငယ်ချင်းဘာပြောသေးလဲ
So,
ဥစ္စာ stem လို့ပါဆိုတော့သူများတွေကဘာလုပ်ကြလဲသမီးတို့မပြောပြဘူးပေါ့
these the structural elements should be there. How's that?
ပြောဘာမှမဟုတ်ပါဘူးသိချင်မှုပြီးတယ်ကောင်းလိုက်တာ
The structural elements are there. Okay, never mind.
အဲ့ဒါရုံးလာအောင်နားကျင်ပါလို့နားလို့မရတောင်းလို့ရုံးကဒီဘူးထဲမှာနှစ်ခေါက်လောက်ဟိုဘက်ဒီပဲပြေးပြီးရွှေ့လိုက်တယ်လူကပြန်အောင်ဖျားခြင်းကောင်းပါဘူးကိုယ်ရောဥစ္စာကုန်ပြတကားတွေဒီတကားရှက်တယ်လို့တာဟာတိုင်းကြီးရောဒီတာကတစ်ချက်ဘယ်လောက်ရှိလဲဒီတမ်းမလို့
Okay.
အော်哦，对，明白。本来我讲话过些什么，把比我把枪口你弄好，我把枪口的了，把这个 air 给出来。那么 I stay here. This one lock right?
This one is just instead,
Is it just lock?
okay.
But that the lift leh?
Leave you
Give
look.
me a moment, guys.
I don't want to lock lift.
Third story, your friend have.
Okay.
Third story, your friend have. Leave key have.
Oh, okay.
I don't know you.
Over first or
You first is actually very fast.
okay.
I don't know. Later,
Okay.
later check. No, okay. Now, okay, number man. Later you leave, maybe this man close fast. Now after you this one now. You let it go this one can down.
Okay, you
Just lock this one.
you close close the lift. On top
No.
of stable.
Close after you the leaf close you bread close.
Okay. No problem. No problem.
Everyone is the link.
Just then.
Okay. The one finished already.
The one now finish. The one in tomorrow I said.
Oh, okay.
This time I will help you put them together. Okay, so when you opened, maybe please every one of you can just close your model first. Yeah, please just follow. I'm doing from the very beginning. Close your model. Last week, remember, I gave you all the architectural file. For you, you just came today, right? So architectural file is uploaded on the Polite model. Please go and quickly download that file. It's on the Polite model. So wherever you have your model that you're going to work on today, please copy your architectural model and bring it inside the same folder first.
It's not drinking water, right?
Architectural model and bring it inside the same folder.
Water, right? Okay.
Make sure you have two models together over here. One is your structural, which you did last week, and the other one is the architectural model, which I uploaded on the Polite model last week. So download if you lost that model, shouldn't lose that model. If you lost it, just download again and bring it inside this folder. Yeah, the new folder for today. Actually, it doesn't matter. You can do it previous folder as well, but just for convenience, let's do the new folder. bring the architectural inside the new folder. Everyone okay so far? Got the idea what to do?
Allow the architecture.
Yes, the architectural model that I gave last week. Just, I think you copied it inside your thumb drive or wherever, right? Just make sure you have two models over here. One is the last week model, the other one is the architectural model that I gave on Polite model.
风菜的不外的嘛，好看光，那来。你这个，对。
Okay, got it? Who has not been able to get the architectural model yet? Just raise your hand quickly. Okay.
Okay, go. Bye bye. Các bạn nào không ạ?
Okay, let's see. Everyone able to get it? Okay, yep, yes. Okay. Password. Got it? Okay, for those who are ready, just go open your software from the very beginning and click on open. Open your structural file. Click on opening your structural file. Okay, click on open. So when you receive this dialog box, don't close it. You need to click on open manage links to correct the problem. Everyone here? No, for him it might be loaded then. Just check. Open manage links to correct the problem. Got it? Yes. Yeah, for your case then you're using the folder from the last time, right? So can I just see a folder? Some of you it should be okay, for you it's folder. some of you, it will be loaded. Before this, when you press the stop test, you press done. When we see only three lines, what do we? Why doesn't form? Okay. So for those whom this dialog box doesn't prompt, once the model is opened, what you need to do is go to manage. This is for those who didn't get the dialog box automatically. For those who didn't get the dialog box, you need to go to the manage tab over there, and under manage tab, go and find something called manage links. This is for those who didn't get the dialog box automatically. Okay, click on manage links. Right. Now, for some of you, I saw that over here, the status was already mentioned as loaded. This was because you all saved your files inside that same folder last week, and you used the same folder today to continue development of your model. You all did that, right? The same folder that you all saved your files last week, you used the same folder to open the model just now. For me, what happened, because I saved on my OneDrive, so I had to download everything again. So my architectural model link and the structural model link was disconnected. So I need to connect it back again. I need to connect the two models back again. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. My suggestion would be, you all please save it inside one thumb drive. Just create one folder from this moment onwards, and just every week use that same folder to open up the models. Okay. So now to load the files, all you need to do is just click on this architectural over here, architectural.rvt, and click on reload from. This is for those whose status over here is saying not found. Okay, so click on reload from and just check the architectural model and click open. Okay, I do it again. Click on this architectural.rvt, make sure it's like all black over here, then click on reload from and select the architectural model and click open. All okay so far? Okay, now that you have done that, you can click on OK, and your architectural model link with your structural model will be re-established. Okay, so just now the link was broken because for my case, I saved the files separately. All right, so this is a good step. I think sometimes this might happen as well. I mean, in actual practice. Okay, so it's good for you to know. All right, so we are going to do the first thing from today, which is creating. I repeat it for you special. Don't worry. So we have to create your model from larvae to folder. Folder where you save your structural model. That's the structure. Where's your architecture? There is one. Just now I was saying that you should download it. If you don't have it, you should download it from mobile phone. Yes. Everyone was doing it, right? So please go quickly and download it from Polite Mall, your architectural model. Last class, I think. Okay. So I give you the work on the model that I created last week. It's the thing I think I think I'm going to follow along. Anywhere you are stuck in the I just kind that's how I say it. Follow along from here. Okay. Right. So let's do the first thing first. Let's start creating our column schedule. Okay, Miss Gunn, everyone okay? Okay, never mind. We wait for him also. Huh? Ah, okay. Aki, you can help to copy from him. Sorry. So what? Yeah. Quickly copy, please. Yeah, it's architectural. The model name is architectural. Yeah, the model name is architectural. For mind. Okay. I think we start from here now. All right. So everyone, please go to your view tab. And under view tab, you will find this thing called schedules. I think he can follow along now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let him do.
No, I'm rejecting the file.
Oh yeah, pen drive, right? Okay. Yeah. Schedules. Go to view tab. Find the schedules. Click on the drop down. So what we are doing now, remember I mentioned to you, we are now creating the column schedule. Okay. So under view tab, schedule, there are two ways, but let's try a graphical way first. So when you click on the drop down over here, you will be able to find something called graphical column schedule. Found it? Everyone, click on it. What do you see? Table. It's not a table, it's a schedule. Okay, so how many levels did our building have? Remember last week we created the levels, right? So we had 1, 2, 3 up until roof. Remember? And below we had the footing, and then we had some sort of a yeah, all those, right? So if you click on this black line over here, just click and tell me what is this black line that you are seeing here. This black line, just click on this black line. What is it? Column, right? So this is how your graphical column schedule looks like. So last week we drew the column from straight away from our level 1 up until the roof. But in actual practice, as you all will know, the columns will actually go from level 1 to level 2, level 2 to level 3, or it can go from level 1 to level 3 depending upon if it is a double story column, right? So it depends. Okay, so this is your column, graphical column schedule. Another thing is, you can see below, it's the grid line. Last week we also drew the grid lines, right? So this particular column is on which particular grid line? A8, A9, A10. For your case, it could be different numbers. For your case, it could be A1 or B1 or whatever. Yeah, something like that. Right? All the way up until, if let's say there are more grid lines and more columns drawn, it will come below a little bit. Yeah, so for my case, A, B, C, D, E, last one was G10, so G11 onwards will be populated over here. Okay, that's the thing. Now let's do one more thing over here. Let's tag our column. Okay, tag our column means when we click on it, we see that this column is this hollow structural section of this particular dimension, right? 152 by 152. So to tag it so that we can see it properly, on your quick access section on the very top, you will find this icon called tag by category. Able to find? Able to find? Tag by category. Everyone please find it. Okay. Click on tag by category and you can, from this particular portion, you can select vertical like this, like over here. You can place either horizontally, means the tag you can place either horizontally like this or you can place vertically like this. Yeah, alignment. I think for those who are doing, HDB and JDC projects, you all will know when you create your 2D drawings, right? They are very particular about how you annotate each one of the shop drawings, right? Those who are doing, I don't know who's HDB. So drawings will require annotations, right? They are very particular about it. Yeah, long time ago. Okay. Okay, right? So my suggestion would be just click on the, sorry, where is the stuff? Okay, under this portion, vertical drop down, this drop down, able to find view. Okay, click on vertical, and when you just reach your column, means hover your mouse, don't click anything. When you hover your mouse on top of this column, it will show you the dimension, something like this. Is it showing? Just click and it will be placed. Now, for me, I don't like it to be slanted like this. So what I want to do is, I want to make it vertical. Although I selected vertical, but sometimes the software has its own mind. So I want to make it vertical. So what I would suggest you all to do is, click on modify or click on escape multiple times. Either click on modify, so that will get you out of the command. Remember last week? So in order for you to get out of a particular command, you need to hit escape 2-3 times, or you can click on modify over here. Okay, now just hover your mouse on top of this particular tag for this column and double click. When you double click on that tag, did you all manage to get it? I see some people lost. So what I did was, I just double clicked over here and it automatically brought me to this section here. Got it? Again? Yeah, so you clicked on the column, you didn't click on the tag. So what you need to do is close the new tab. Yeah, and go back. Okay, everyone here? Okay. Now, see, this particular portion, right, is actually something called a family editor. Don't click anything, I'm just sharing with you. So last week, if you remember, right, everything that we model inside this BIM software is modeled based on objects or families, right? Beam, column, wall, slab, door, window, everything. All these are objects. In Revit, they are referred to as families. Okay. Same thing is true for annotations. Annotation. This is something like an annotation, right? Annotation means how you label, how you tag your particular objects. So in order for me to make any sort of edit into all my objects or any annotations, I need to come to something called a family editor. So this particular portion is family editor. How you know you are in the family editor? If you see on the top over here, all these icons, all these commands, it's different to what you see inside your Revit project. Where you are creating your Revit model. So just observe the difference. When you are editing the family, your commands are different, something like this. But if you are working on creating a BIM model, your commands are different, something like this. Okay, get it? When you are working on creating a BIM model, you will see your architectural, structural, precast, all these different types of tabs. But when you are working on your family editor, you'll be seeing all these insert and all these add-ins, quantification, and all those things. Main one will be the create tab, where you are going to create whatever different things that you want with your families. Got it so far? You understand what I'm trying to say? Got it? Right? Okay, so because my family, my tag over here, family means, when I say my family, I mean BIM objects over here, okay? Now BIM is my family. Okay, so because my annotation over here is slanted, I want to make this annotation vertical. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to rotate this tag, okay, from 45 degree like that. Okay, so please everyone just click on this tag. Make sure it's colored as blue. Can you please? colored as blue. Okay. Under the modify tag label over here, you will see this command called rotate. You see this? Like a whatever circle thingy. Rotate. You see? Who doesn't see? Okay, everyone? All right. Click on rotate. Now, try to bring your mouse so that this particular line, this black line, is perpendicular to this particular edge of the box. Okay, so something like this. It will snap automatically. Okay, when you do bring your mouse over here, right, it will snap to the perpendicular of this space here. Bring your mouse here, it will snap perpendicular. You will feel the snap. Got it so far? Yeah. Okay, everyone? Okay, so click one time and rotate it something like 45 degree. Again, you will feel a snap once it reaches 45 degree. Okay, got it? Everyone? Okay. It should be rotated. All right, what you need to do now, everyone rotated, right? Okay. Now what you need to do is load into project and close. So remember, I was talking about families and projects. So if you observe on the top over here, last week I mentioned also, there are 3 different file formats in Revit. I hope you all saw the video from last week before coming to the class. So there are 3 different file formats in Revit. Anybody can tell me what file format did you save your project in? RVT. If you observe over here on the top, what's the file format? RFA, .rfa. So .rfa means that you are working on what? Your family, not your, but BIM family. Okay, and anybody remembers the template file format that we used last week? Remember, we went into the structural template and use that to start our project. Remember that? That was the first step. Anybody remembers the file format of that? US and Canada is not file format. .rte. Okay, so there are 3 different file formats used for 3 different purposes. .rte is the template, your base where you start building your model from. Once you create your model and save it, that's .rvt, which you did last week. If you have to make any changes in the BIM object family, you use .rfa. Okay? I see Justin so confused. Why, Justin? Okay, never mind. You listen to the video again. No, I think then you need to do that mindfulness exercise, you know, before you come to the class so that you can clear your mind. Okay, that one can be helped, man. If something else runs in your mind, then can't help it. RFA as well, what, sorry? RFA, what does RFA mean? It's a file format when you work on your family, I mean, BIM object library. Is it an abbreviated? There is no, yeah, it's just RFA. It's something like .doc, you know, .xlx is, yeah, .xls, what is it? .pdf. Wow. Yeah, so for this one, just for the moment, consider it as RFA, RVT, and RTE. Okay, let's move on from there. So what I need you, every one of you to do is load into project and close. Okay, do you want to save? Click on no. No, because when you click on load into project and close, only this instance of the alterations will be uploaded. If you save it, you will save it like this, rotated version, for the rest of the times when you are creating your annotations. Okay, so what doesn't matter if you have clicked yes, it's fine, but just for your info, if you have to click load into project, whenever you make an instance of a change, don't save it permanently. Okay, so click on no. Overwrite the existing version. Click on that. Okay, it's again horizontal, but this time what we can do is we can just click on this annotation, one click, and change from here to here. I mean vertical to horizontal. Got it? Everyone got it? Click on this, change from vertical to horizontal. Okay, so this is for your practice. It looks like I rotated it like this. Okay, so that's why it came in this manner. Is that Control Z? Yeah, that's why it came in this manner. If I would have rotated it in this direction, probably the direction could have come in vertical. Okay, so what I need you to do is just click on this and change it from vertical to horizontal if that's the case for you, and maybe just hold the button of the mouse, left button, and move it closer to the column. Okay, yeah. Position this, yeah, so if you click on this and if you click on horizontal, it will be like that, or vertical, it will be like that. If you click on this again and change it to, yeah, different ones, it will become like that. Okay, so it's the direction of how this annotation will be placed. Okay, so as a practice, can you please label first 4 columns? Just now using the method that I showed to you, please label the first 4 columns. Who knows, this could be your common test exam question. Who knows? I don't know. Go ahead, label the first 4 columns using the methods that I showed you just now. How do you? Yeah, just label the first 4 columns. I need everyone to show me 1, 2, 3, 4. Up until here, everyone should have labeled. Guys, hello. I need everyone to show me that these 4 columns are labeled. Okay, on your screen, I will walk around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please label it. Doesn't matter. I mean, this annotation can be either this side or this side. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Ms. Gunn will help to check. Yeah, help to check and let me know if all are comfortable. Very good. Because you loaded that instance for the entire project. Next time when you create a new project, right, then you will have to do it again. If you clicked on don't save, remember what I mentioned just now? Okay guys, can we move on? First 5 columns, first 5, not first 4. Okay, all right, I think you get the idea now, how to do the annotation. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Next is, we are going to add foundation walls. Okay, so first thing, let's do some cleaning up in our model. Okay, so grid lines over here, right? For me to add my foundation walls, this grid line is coming in my way. So let me show you how we can easily hide the grid lines when we don't need this to interfere with our modeling practices. So you can just click on one of the grid lines. Temporarily, we are going to hide this grid line. Later on, we are going to bring it back. Okay, so just click on one of the grid lines, any grid line will do, and go to this small spectacle that you see called temporary hide isolate. Small spectacle at the bottom. Just click on any of the grid line. Got it? Temporary hide isolate and click on hide category. So when you click on hide category, all your grid lines will be hidden. So now it's a little bit more cleaner because I'm going to start my modeling. By the way, everyone should be on their structural level 1. Is everyone on structural level 1? All right. Okay, now under the structure tab, let's create some walls. Okay, so I need you to click on structure tab and then click on wall over here. If this command comes for you, just say save the project and move on. Okay, I do again. Structure tab, click on wall. Again, structure tab, the wall is over here. You can just click on the wall icon here. Just click this one, this wall icon here. Okay. All right. So what are we going to draw now? Foundation wall. Foundation. Okay. So for us to draw a foundation wall, we need to select a foundation wall. So as you can see in Revit, we have different types of walls objects over here: retaining wall, interior, exterior, and all those things. Please click on this button over here. I mean this section over here. It will give you a drop down and go and find foundation 300 mm concrete. It will be somewhere over here. Are you able to find foundation wall? Just once you find, click on it. (300 mm concrete). Later we are going to change the thickness of the, okay, so 300 mm over here means the thickness of the foundation wall is 300 mm. But we are going to choose a different thickness using this. We are going to change the thickness, we are going to change the material of the wall as well. Okay, so let's follow along. All right. So we are drawing foundation up. We are at the structural level 1. Okay, we are drawing foundation. All right. So I believe everybody clicked on it, right? Okay. Now, as I explained just now, when I clicked on foundation 300 mm concrete, the thickness of my foundation wall is 300 mm, but I don't want 300 mm. I want the foundation to be a little thicker. I want it to be 450 mm. Okay, so let's see how we modify the thickness of our foundation wall. The reason why I'm doing that is because you should know that you are not stuck with only what Revit is offering you. If you want to modify any dimensions, you can modify it yourself also. Okay, so your designer gives you 500 mm, 600 mm. Can't tell them that, you know, Revit only offers me 300, so I can't model. Okay, you can modify all the things that you require. Okay, so once you click on it, I need you to click on this thing called edit type. On edit type over here. Justin, how about yourself? Got it? Edit type. Okay. So we are going to create a new type of a foundation wall with the thickness of 450 mm. So let's use all the properties that we have for the 300 and create the same properties for the 450. So what I need you to do is click on this icon called duplicate. Okay, this duplicate over here. Once you click on duplicate, I need you to change the name. I mean, if there is a 2 at the end, you can delete that, and foundation, you can change it to 450. 450 mm concrete. Got it so far? Got it? Okay. 450 and click on OK. But our work is not done yet. Over here, you see the width is still showing as 300. Right? You can't change the width over here. So we are going to click on the structure edit button over here. Just observe. Okay, so the width over here is grayed out. You can't change the width here. Okay, so what you need to do is edit the structure of this this 300 mm foundation wall that we have to make it 450 mm. So far we have only changed the name. Now we want to change the physical attributes as well. So click on edit. Okay, under the structure over here, click on edit. Got it? Found it? And you can come over to this particular portion, structure 1, and change it to 450. Okay, change it to 450. Done so far? All right. The rest of the things you can let it be first. Basically what it's trying to show over here is if you want to create additional insulation, or if you want to add, any other layer on top of your wall, you can do that. You can insert new types of materials on the wall, and it will, just keep on applying. Okay, but we are not going to do that complicated thing. So 450 is what I want you all to do. Once you have done that, click on OK. Now you can observe that the physical and the functional characteristics both are changed. The name is changed to 450. The width is also changed over here from 300 to 450. Got it? Everyone is 450 now? Okay. Other things for you to observe, you can also see that for this 450 mm wall, foundation wall, there are certain additional attributes like, the heat transfer coefficient, thermal resistance, and so on and so forth. This one is just for your info for now. Okay. All right. Once you have done that, click on apply and click on OK. Now, don't click on anything first. Let me ask you a few questions. Okay. In case your base offset is showing a value, make sure that you are giving it a value of 0. Base offset should be 0, and press on tab. Once your base offset, if it's 0, it's okay. If there is any other value on your base offset over here, make it 0. Okay, got it? Just make it 0 first. Later on, we will explore what that offset means. Yes. Okay. Okay, now let me ask you a question. You can cancel this if this is coming up. Right, let me ask you a question first. We are drawing what? Foundation wall. We are drawing our foundation wall from where? Our level 1, right? What is the level below level 1? Remember last week? There is a level below level 1, right? For what? Huh? Top of footing, right? So over here, in your opinion, what should I select for me to draw my foundation wall? I am from my level 1. I want to draw my foundation wall up until the level below. Which level should I be selecting? Top of footing, right? So select that, top of footing. Save, yes, save. Yes, save it. Selected? All right. Now we are going to model a little faster. So for us to model faster, I want you to select pick lines over here. Found it, pick lines, click on it and scroll in a little bit. Find the center of the wall on this side. Center will be, when you find the center, it will be highlighted as a pale blue dotted color line. Okay, so just when you hover your mouse, you'll be able to see a blue dotted line. Once you see that, click, and you will see that the foundation wall has started to appear. Later, when I show it in 3D, it will look a little better. Okay, I just do that first. You all don't do. You all don't need to do this. I'm just doing it for your benefit so that you can see that the wall and everything are being drawn properly. Okay. Right. Continue modeling the wall on all the sides of the building. What you need to do is zoom in a little bit using the middle button of your mouse. Find the center of the wall and just continue to click. As you can see on the left hand side of my screen, the foundation wall is also coming up. Okay, zoom in, find the middle of this wall, pale blue dotted line all around the building. Okay, find it and just create the foundation walls all over. Okay, once you have created all the foundation walls, you can get out of the command by clicking on modify or pressing the escape. Don't worry about the 3D. 3D you will open later on. I just opened it on my side to just show you that the foundation walls are getting created. Got it, everyone? Foundation walls. Please go and check in your 3D view, is your foundation wall created or not? By going, you can go to the 3D view by clicking on this default, this button, house button. Okay, got it so far? Anybody stuck? Okay, it's done, it's coming to you. For those who are done, go to your 3D view and see if there is foundation walls all over. Hmm. In your 3D? Then I think what you need to do is you need to go to visibility graphics. Just only what's the name? Yeah, only he will follow me. The rest don't need to follow. Go to visibility graphics, go to Revit links, and uncheck architectural. Found it? Yeah, you can go to in your 3D view, go to visibility graphics. No. This one. Visibility graphics override, yes. Edit, go to Revit links, and uncheck architectural. Apply. Okay, yes. Okay. All right. I believe everyone would have got the foundation walls done. Okay. Now you can see that there is this temporary hide isolate, which is hiding my grid lines. Let's bring back our grid lines. So you can click on this spectacle, temporary hide isolate over here, and say reset temporary hide isolate. Found everyone? This command? Spectacle, yeah. And click on reset temporary hide isolate. Just click on it. Found it? Don't worry. If anyone is stuck, let me know. Yes, just click on it and your grid lines will come back. Doesn't want to? Okay, I will let my 3D view remain open over here, but for your case, you don't need to do that. All right, next is, let's move on to, okay, by the way, everyone okay, right, so far? Everyone here? All right, let's move on to the next thing. So we have created our schedule, we have added our foundation walls. Next, we will add footings. Because below foundation wall, you need footings as well, right? Good. So let's add some footings. So I believe this one should, you all should be able to capture now. So for me to draw my foundation wall to the level below, I use my structural level 1. Can you all share with me your opinion? If I have to draw footings, okay, footings will generally be below the foundation wall. So which particular structural plan should I work on? I need to, yes, correct. Okay, so you all are getting the concept. So what I will do is, I will open my top of footing, and this will be the footing structural plan. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so let me just bring it back. All right, so same thing. I am now going to draw a footing for my wall. So same thing under the structural tab, under the foundation section, we are drawing the footing for our wall, right? So click on wall over here. Okay, and by default, it is giving me a footing of 900 by 300, something like this. Okay. So let's see what is 900 by 300. So for me to check what is 900 by 300, I can click on this edit type and I'll be able to find the dimensions. Same thing as before. If you want to create a footing of different dimensions, you can do that by duplicating it and change the name and change the parameters. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do now, yeah. Yeah, so what you need to do is under the structure tab, find a section called foundation. Got it? Yeah, foundation, and under foundation you will find this wall over here. Yeah. Got it? How about you? Okay. So click on wall, and by default it's giving me bearing footing 900 by 300. Okay. So what I'm going to do is very simple. I am going to just use the same. I'm not going to change the dimensions over here. Just going to use the same. And on my top of footing, I'll just start clicking on the walls. And as you can see in my 3D, the footings are also getting created as I draw my foundations. Got it? So 900 is the width of my footing. On this, let's select footing. So 900 is the width of my footing and 300 is the thickness. Means this is 300. This corner to this corner. Anyways, I think you get the idea. Yeah, so this is the 300 and this is 900. Okay, just for your info, you don't need to do anything. So where's the 900? This is 900. Means this thickness is 900 like this. So if I see it like this, right, from the top view, this entire portion from here to here is 900. Okay, and if I see it from the front view, not top, from the front view, the thickness of my so basically the thickness of this is 300. Okay, right, moving on. So we have drawn the top of footing. I think yeah, basically overall I think this is covered. That's a very simple one. Wall footings, foundation walls. Now next is we are going to add for our columns. Columns can't be hanging in the air also, right? We have drawn the footing and foundation wall, but as you can see, our columns are hanging in the air. So for us to make sure that we have provided proper supports for the column, we are going to draw piers and pilasters. Okay. Let's see what else. Yeah, piers, and below that we will just add some isolated footings. Okay. Piers are for supporting the columns, like the piles. Yeah, really? Structure? Piles, you know, right? Yeah, something like that. You learn something new every day. It's like piles. Something like piles. Yeah. Pile footing. Pile. Something like that. Okay. All right. So what else are we going to do now? What's the time now? 8. Do you want to take like 10 minutes? Please. Let's come back at 8:15, guys. Now it's 8:05. Guys, hello, 8:05, 8:15, please come back. Thank you. Temperamental. Yep. Hmm. Yep. Coming. double click. Still, there are overlaps. So how the software checks that is there is this command over here. Run this command. Once you run the interference check, it will detect you that exact location. Sometimes, yes. Or some objects in the some objects where there is short interference, right? That there will be a small dialog box either here or there. That there is. But sometimes some of these don't understand what you're trying to do. Probably that you are trying to model like once you run but it will alert you also. Okay. Everyone back? Right. Okay, everyone is back. There a quicker way without the two? Again, sorry. That's the three lines of two lines or drawing without line. Have the 2D line without. Yeah, it means a 2D drawing with no green line. But there is a green line actually just that now it's not the green. So which command would actually can actually start to create or not create, to actually bring the green line onto the here. Temporary hide isolate. My cursor, see my cursor here. Click on temporary hide isolate and click on reset temporary hide isolate. Over here, see temporary hide, and just here is reset. Okay, got it? I get the command, but mine. Yeah, okay. So, okay, we are going to draw what? Spheres. All right, so go to your, there are two ways. You can continue to stay on your top of footing, but best would be, let's go to our structural level 1 floor plan. Structural level 1 floor plan. Everyone here? Okay. So basically what we are doing, piers means what? We are drawing a support for our columns. Okay. After drawing the piers, we are also going to draw the isolated footings beneath the piers so that our columns are well supported on the ground. Okay, so columns are hanging in the air, right? Just like what we did for our foundation walls. Below that, we drew the footing. Below columns, we are going to draw the piers to support the columns, and below that, we are going to draw the isolated footing. Okay, that's what we are going to do next, two commands. All right, so go to structural level 1. And inside your structural level 1, go to structure tab. And click on column. Column is here. Structure tab, column. Now this time I want to select a rectangular concrete column. Last time we did our structural steel, right? All these on my 3D view are structural steel columns. So to support our structural steel columns, I'm going to draw a rectangular column or square column, which is below that, which is of concrete. Okay, so I'm going to select 350 by 450 over here. Make sure you are selecting M concrete rectangular column of 300 by 450. Got it? Selected? Okay, once you click on select, don't do anything first. Let's change the properties of these columns, just like how we changed the properties of our wall last time. Okay, so to do that, I need you to click on this thing called edit type. Got it? And then click on duplicate. So I'm going to change the properties of this 300 by 450 column, and I'm going to make my column square of the B and H, which means the breadth and height of 750 mm by 750 mm. Okay, so 750 by 750. In the end, if there is a 2, you can remove that. Okay, duplicate. Just click on OK. Got it so far? Justin? Okay. Over here, breadth is what? Height is what? Then click on apply. And click on, I mean, if you click on the preview here, I mean, before you click on OK, there's a preview button over here. If you click on preview, you can see that it's a rectangular column. Just for example, don't do it. Just for example, if I change H to 1000, you will see that this column will show that the shape of this thing is adjusting. If I change it to 1500, click on apply, it will show like that. Just for example, change back to 750. Apply. Now I have a rectangular column. I'll click on OK. All right. Now, as you can see, I am working on my rectangular column, which is 750 by 750 mm. Okay, last week, you all remember. Okay so far? Okay. Now, before we proceed, just let me ask you a question. I am drawing a pier to support my columns. Just refer to how we drew this foundation wall. Okay, so I'm working on my structural level 1. So what should be selected over here, depth or height? Height. Why are you saying height? I'm working on my structural level 1 and I'm going to provide support for my columns. My columns are currently from structural level 1 to up. So what should I select? Depth. And what should I select in this drop down? Top of footing. Okay. Right. Last week, remember, we used a very fast way to draw all our columns. Fast way was I just selected add grids and using the left mouse click, I drew like this and all my footings were drawn. I mean, columns were drawn last time. So we can follow the same procedure. I will Control Z and we will do it again. Okay. So my columns are this. So what I need you all to do is select the depth over here and select top of footing here and click on add grids. Once you click already. Okay. Then using the left button of the mouse, press the left button and select all the things over here, something like that. From the top corner here, top right corner to bottom left corner. Select in one go and release. Got it? This is a very fast way to draw the columns, draw the piers and isolated footings and all those things. Everyone okay? Good. All right. So now, as you can see, where's my, I did not click on check mark. I hope you all didn't make the same mistake as I did. Yes. Once you are done, click on finish. I didn't do that. Those who did that, very good. Okay, click on finish. Once you click on finish, all the piers will be drawn, something like this. Got it? You can click on escape or modify to get out of the command. some of the columns here, specifically these columns. So remember last time when we used the same command, our column was coming at this grid. So we moved from here to here. Yeah, same thing we are going to do again in a while. Okay, got it everyone with me? All allow me to explain what. So when you model your structural level 1 grid lines over here, right? Your grid lines also got modeled for all the levels. Model your grid lines one by one for all the levels. So when you model for your structural level 1, already there for your copper footing. So as you can see, the lines are the same grid lines which you have modeled. Now what you need to understand is the bubbles. Bubbles is separate matter. Bubbles you can click on it and you can have the bubbles here on one point. The normal is missing but no. Yeah, it is normal. Okay, so the bubbles is not an important thing. The bubble is what's important. Quickly, I need for your structural column. Will you follow along and create? Now let's draw the columns. Right. I can select that. Okay, let's move on. So as you can observe, some of the columns in your structural level 1 are out of position. So if you remember from last class, we had to move the columns which were on this grid line to inside over here. So we are going to do the same thing. So the faster way is just select this column, click, everyone do it together. Select this column on your structural level 1. Go to this command called move. Click it and select the midpoint of this column. One click of the midpoint of this column, and second click will be the midpoint of this column over here. Once you do that, the column will move, and as you can see in my 3D, the pier has come below the column over here as well. Same thing I'm going to do for this column. Okay, I will select the column, click on move command, pick the middle point of this column and pick the middle point of this column over here. Got it? Everyone able to understand? Justin? Okay, good. Click this column, move midpoint to midpoint, and the pier will move as well. Okay, click this column, move midpoint, move from midpoint. Okay, so all columns and piers are adjusted properly. Let's see. Right, there are few extra columns as you can see on the side of my building, like this and this. So I'm going to delete those extra columns. For your case also, you can select the column from this side and delete because that's not needed. Same thing, this side also is not needed. So any columns on the outer side is not needed, so you can delete that. Piers, sorry, piers, yes, thank you. Piers, delete. Okay, any extra column that you see on the outside of the building which may have been drawn, you can delete that because that's not needed. Again, column I said, piers. You can directly delete as well. Okay, everyone ready for the next? Now, remember just now we drew for this wall, foundation wall, we had this footing. Okay, same thing for this pier. We are going to also draw the isolated footing as well. Do you all remember what was the thickness of our this one footing? What was the thickness? 300, right? So just remember that. We are going to do some modifications again. So let me ask you a question. For me to draw footing below this pier, which particular structural plan should I work on? I'm currently on structural level 1, top of footing. Okay, so I believe you all are getting the idea. That's good. Because sometimes it can be confusing which particular floor plan to work on to draw what element, right? Okay, so everyone go to your top of footing, please. Got it? Top of footing, structural plan. And we are going to draw isolated footing. So in the structural tab, please go and find isolated over here. It will be in the foundation section. Isolated. So we are drawing drawing our isolated footings. Under the structural tab, please go and find isolated. Got it? Click on that isolated footing. Let's just give him some time. Got it? Anything? It's done? You read me? Yep. You see on my screen, it's not different. Different? No. That's the projector problem. Not my problem. It doesn't stop the main people somehow. I don't know. It's okay on my screen. Hey, how can I help? Can I? Can you share with me or issue? Okay, never mind. I think that one is just for your. You know how to draw the columns, right? Over here, plus you may have drawn. I think the same way you can draw the rest of the columns as well. Since you have already all these columns, I think maybe we should move on. Yeah, let's move on. I think you can work with the columns that you have. Let's work. I mean, you can work with the columns that you have for now. All right, let's do this thing called isolated footings. All right, everyone, go to your top of footing, please. Top of footing. Under the structural tab, please find isolated. Over here, we are drawing isolated footings now to support our piers. Okay, select isolated footing. Now you can see that the isolated footing selected by default is 1800 into 1002 into 450 mm. I don't think I want this kind of a dimension, so I'm going to change it. Same way as before, you can click on edit type. Just click on edit type and this type properties dialog box will open. Got it? Then you duplicate and change 1800. Let's do 1250 and this one as 1250 also, and our thickness will be 300. Okay, so change to 1250 into 1250 into 300. Got it? Click OK. So tell me, what should I put the value over here? Foundation thickness as 300, width as, and length as. Okay. Click on apply and click on OK. Got it? Right. So now that you have your columns already on your top of footing, even more faster way is for you to place. Click on add columns. Right? So just now you clicked on add grids, right? For you to place on all the grid lines. Now that you are providing your footing for all the columns, click on add columns and just select all the columns over here. Okay, hold on, all the way from here, because I have some columns on the left, yeah, over there also. Okay, so all the columns will have the footings, as you can see on my 3D view. And once you have done that, don't forget to click on finish. Okay, once you finish, you can see your isolated footings will be modeled as well. All right, we have covered a lot of things today, very fast. To get out of the command, click escape or click on modify. You will be able to get out of it. Everyone able to get it? Open your 3D view and see the changes inside your model, please. See what has happened in your 3D view. See, check if all your columns, your steel columns, have piers and have footings, isolated footings. Please make sure that everything is proper. cannot see your peers. Okay, let's move on. Let's draw elevator shaft. What time? 6:30 to what? 10. Okay. No, cannot. Otherwise, your questions will come and I will not teach you, but the questions will not change, Questions for your common test. Be ready. It's going to be very tough. Right. Okay, let's move on first. Then we discuss on your questions. Now we are going to draw elevator shaft. Okay. So elevator shaft is actually, it's also a structural element. You need to draw the walls, the core walls, right? Core wall is a structural element, right? The core wall should have the footing and then it should have this, core wall should have the foundation and should have the footing as well. Okay, so the same way as we have done before, let's draw an elevator shaft in this particular section of our building. This section, okay, where my cursor is moving. So structural tab, click on wall. Okay, I'm going to use a generic wall of 300. Okay, generic wall of 300 for my structural. Okay, by the way, everyone should work on their structural level 1. Escape out of your command and work on your structural level 1. Structural level 1 floor plan. Escape everything. Modify, escape everything. Go to your structural level 1 floor plan. Click on wall. Okay, select from the drop down over here, select generic 300. Got it? Structural, go to structure, select wall, and select generic 300. Okay. Now, just help me to select the correct things over here. I am drawing my core walls from my structural level. What should I select over here? Height. Okay, and what should I select over here? Where up until where will my what's that called? Shaft core wall go? Level. Don't want it to go to roof. Don't want it. You don't want lift to go to your roof. Roof is what? Roof is car park. Then you want the thing to have the lift also, right? Up to you. You want to select level 5, up to you. I select roof. For my building, I want everything. Okay. So the lift will go up until the roof. Okay. Now the same thing as we have done before. So remember I'm drawing the shaft in this particular section over here. So let's draw it a little bit faster and a smarter way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this command, same as before, pick lines, but my my shaft wall will not cover the entire portion. It will have a little bit of an offset on all 4 sides. Okay. So let me draw the offsets on all 4 sides. See, maybe I draw on which section? Okay, never mind. This section is good enough. Maybe this section. Okay. So I'm going to select an offset over here of 1000, which means that I'm going to have my wall 1000 from here, 1000 from here, 1000 from here, and 1000 from here. So it will draw like that. Okay, in that portion. Okay, so 1000, 1 meter is good enough or not? Do you think 1 meter is too short of space from wall? 1 meter. What's the corridor? HDB corridor 1.24. 1350, right? So let's give 1350 here. HDB corridor is 135, right? So we follow requirements. Okay, so put offset of 1350. Huh? I don't lie.
Normally is 15
Normally 15. Okay, we follow 1500 then.
SCDF 15.
SCDF, then we follow SCDF. 1500. Okay. Yeah, save. Okay, so select the midpoint. Select the center line, and you will see that the pale blue line, there is a bottom pale blue line. You can see, everyone can see, that will be formed, right? Just click on it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, hold on. Yep. We have to select from here. 1 second. Okay. Hold on. Don't worry. I understand. Everyone is lost. Okay, so finally your shaft will look something like this, but I draw it very fast. Okay, so where you are, I think you are here, column 750, 750, 750, right? Huh? Not column. Sorry, very long day, man. Generic 300 mm, 300 mm, right? Okay, select location line as finish face exterior. Miss Gunn. Finish face exterior. Offset, just now, I think our friend mentioned 1500. Okay, select this pick lines. Huh? Sorry? Oh, this one, the layout is over here. For my case, it's over here. The layout is this portion. So I'm going to select this so that my pale blue line is inside this wall. Okay, like this. Don't worry about it being created something like that first. We will correct it. Select this center line. Make sure that the pale blue line is not on this side. Pale blue line should be on this side. You will be able to adjust it by just moving the cursor a little bit. Okay, got it? Not here, here. Okay, select. Go to this portion, select the midpoint and select the pale blue line on the inside, not the outside. Go to this portion, select it here. Center line and make sure everything is here. Once all these are drawn, you can get out of the command by clicking on escape or modify. Got it so far? Modify and escape out of the command. All right, then you go to modify tab. Got it? Everyone okay with me? No? Where are you? Everyone else? Guys? Okay. You all okay? How about yourself in the front? Okay. Okay as well? Okay. Can I move on? Ms. Gunn, let me know once okay. I'll speak already. Okay, everyone. Yes. Okay, got it? Yep, let's move on, please. So now go to Modify tab. And as you can see on my 3D view, the wall is all over the place. I only wanted the wall in this section. My core walls or my shaft, I only wanted in this section, but it's all over the place. So let's use a very quick method to cut all these extra walls. Okay, so to do that, go to Modify tab and find a command called trim. Got it? In your Modify tab, find this command called trim. Found it? Modify tab. Yeah. In your structural level 1, go to Modify tab and find this command called trim. Click on it and just see what happens. Just see on my screen. You'll be able to understand. Just see, everyone see, please. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the wall, this wall over here on the outside and this wall on the outside. But I want these two walls to remain. Okay, so I'm going to select this wall first and then I'm going to select this wall. So as you can see how the pale blue line is being drawn. So I'll select this and as you can see the walls from both the sides are gone. Same thing I'm going to do on this side. I'm going to select this wall first. Then I'm going to select this wall over here. Then the walls from both the sides will go away. Can you do that? Do you understand the concept? Do you get it? Yes or no? Who doesn't get it? Okay, I show you once again. So I am going to cut this wall, this extra wall over here and this extra wall over here. See my cursor? Are you able to see my cursor? I want to cut this wall from this side and I want to cut this wall from this side all the way. So I first select this wall and then I select internally this wall. Then the walls from the outside go away. Got it? No? Where are you stuck? Same thing on the other corner, this wall and this wall, sorry, wall and this wall, and the shaft remains. So everyone, please be on the same page as what I am. Is everyone okay? Okay, done. Everyone, okay, cool. Now let's add our same things. We can't have our core walls hanging in the air. So let's add in the foundation and the footings for this core wall as well. So on your structural level 1, anybody remembers what was the dimensions for the core wall? I mean, sorry, this foundation wall? 450, right? 450. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to structural wall and select foundation 450. Okay. Help me to select. Is it correct? Depth. I'm from my structural level 1. I'm drawing the foundation wall. What should I select here? Depth is there. What should I select? Top of footing is selected. Good. Then let me just select this, pick lines, or maybe pick lines. So I'll just select this foundation wall, and as you can see, my foundation walls are drawn below the core wall. There's a what? Tag. Okay, so what we are doing now, so I have my shaft, right? Core walls I have, right? Below the core walls, I want to draw foundation walls. Okay, so structural tab, wall, select basic foundation, select this wall, foundation 450 concrete. Okay, once you have selected that, make sure it's top of footing is your depth, selected as top of footing. Got it? Select, pick lines over here. Scroll a little bit to find the midpoint, midline over here into your shaft. Select it, click on it, select this side, select the other side, and select this side. Close the case. That is your foundation wall. As you can see in my 3D, the foundation wall is drawn as well. Now what do I need to do? I need to draw the footing as well, right? So same thing. Can I draw my footing from structural level 1? I can, but I will not. I will draw from top of footing. But let me show you how to draw from level 1 itself. Change to depth, and you need to put that offset also. What is my top of footing to level 1? Height. You can find it from my south view, right? So my top of footing is 3048, right? So I need to do some maths. If I want to work from my structural level 1, I need to do some maths before I can draw from over here. So to avoid all that complication, let's just draw it from here. Okay. All right. So what we are doing now? We are drawing wall. Please, you all tell me now because I'm too tired. How do you draw the footing? Yes. Yes, perfect. Then, is my wall correct? 900 by 300? Change the property to it's correct, right? No need to change property, right? Yes, right. Okay, so no need to change anything. Just select the walls here, 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 and here, and your footing will be drawn also. Okay, once you are done, finish That's it. Okay. Got it, everyone? Footings we have done just now, so you all should be familiar. One more thing for shaft, a little bit more. Yep. Yeah, add on all four sides. Sorry? Bottom one is footing, then foundation wall, then the floor wall. But will be different. So what I'm teaching, just refer to the MSC's video. Should get what you need. Okay, can I move on, please? All right. Okay, so let's what we have done so far: isolated footing, shaft. I think one more thing we need to do for our shaft is yeah, go to your structural level 1. And yeah, so shaft usually will have opening, right? Means all the way the lift should have clear space to go up and down, right? When you draw your floors and all those things, right? So what might automatically happen that it will, it will interfere, it will go automatically inside this shaft, so it will block the pathway. So to do that, we are going to create from the very beginning an opening all the way that goes inside the shaft. So under the structure tab, go all the way in the opening, find this command called shaft. Down. Got it? Okay. Right, and let's select this pick lines. Pick lines selected. Select this. Don't select the outside one. Outside one is your footing, remember? Inside one is your wall. So select your wall here on all four sides. Okay. And just to give indication that this is a shaft, click on symbolic line. Did you get lost? Okay, never mind. So just now it was boundary line and I selected pick lines over here and I selected the four edges of my wall. Okay so far? Usually when I believe everyone has seen a 2D drawing, right? PDF or whatever. So how do you denote a shaft opening? X, right? Yes. X, right? Yes, correct. So this is our shaft and I want to denote in my 2D drawing that this is a opening. So to do that, show that opening, I'm going to select symbolic line. Please select symbolic line. And from one corner on the top left, the bottom corner, bottom right, same thing here to here. This is your shaft opening. Got it? Okay. Before you click anything, few adjustments in the properties. Guys, are you with me? Yes? No? Okay, good. Few adjustments in the properties. So structural level 1 is my base. So I start my shaft from the base. Level 1. Top constraint, what should I select? Roof. I probably don't need this kind of an offset. This gives a very wrong indication. So for your case, if you have a base offset value as well, make it 0. Click on apply. So just see, your base constraint is structural level 1, your top constraint is roof, and your base offset is 0. Apply. All okay so far? Okay or not, guys? Yes, no? All right. Seems everyone is okay. Once you have done that, click on finish. Finish edit mode, this check mark. Save the project, of course. And as you can see, a shaft will be created, which will look something like this. And this will be a place where you will place your lift. Maybe in some other course. In this course, we are not placing the lift. We are just creating the structure, which is the shaft. Okay. Okay, next we are going to draw beam. Give me a moment. Okay, let's just draw the beam as the last thing for today, please. Perimeter beams. Beam system we will do next time. So please go to your structural level 2. Okay, don't need to change anything. Just go to your structural level 2. And on structural level 2, I want you to go to your beam here. Okay. Your structural level 2 floor plan. Select, go to structure tab and select beam. Beam. Not beam system, beam. Beam system we'll do next class. Select beam. Now, by default, you can see that there is a beam selected of size 3 UB 305 165 40. Just take a look at the properties of that beam in your properties dialog box in your computers. Okay. Instead of 305, maybe select 356. Are you able to find the beam? Click on the drop down and select 356. Over here, UB 356 into 171 into 51. Got it? Found it? Please select that. And drawing beam is very simple. Just select the midpoint of this column here. Yeah, just make sure that your placement plane is level 2. Okay, structural level 2. Midpoint here to midpoint here. Same thing. Midpoint of this column to midpoint of this column here. Are you able to draw? Cannot? Continue. Yeah, you draw your beam column to column. Okay, midpoint from here. As you can see on my 3D view, it's also drawn. Yeah. Usually, if what do you call it? If the distance is small, you reduce the beam size sometimes, right, to save material. Do you all do that? Why don't you do that if you don't do it? So I will reduce the beam size to 54 because the distance over here is small. So I will continue like this and like this. Okay, now my distance increase again. So I will go back to 356 and draw from here, midpoint to midpoint. Similarly, draw from this midpoint to this column midpoint. Got it?
So all need to be inside.
Huh?
All need to be all the sizes need to
Only if your distance is less. Usually, I mean, for my case, I have reduced it. For your case, you can choose not to reduce also, it's fine. Okay, but the distance when it is less, usually you use a smaller dimension beam, right? Say, because you don't need the same load to be transferred in the columns. Okay.
what's the size now?
For my case, I have just selected the smaller size by default 254. UB254.
Type forward.
Yeah, 254 by 102 by 28. Yeah. Okay. Same thing, I will continue on this side from this midpoint here. Oops, sorry. This midpoint here, this midpoint here. Same thing, this midpoint of this column, the other side.
Then after I select already, I need to start another new column. First the small one to two. Then I need to start from number three to number four. I select the big column again. The
1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4.
or the smaller one, because last time the smaller one is one to two. So I need to go two to three again. I select the side B.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a little bit of a mouse moving exercise, so you all need to just follow. Okay. So for lesser distance grids, I am using smaller beam size. Then for larger distances, I'm going back to the bigger beam size. Okay, so as you can see on my 3D view, the beams are being drawn as well. Okay. Got it? You get it, guys, so far? Let me show you a faster way to draw the beams. Okay. Wow, you all started to draw here, mid in the center also, is it? Only on the sides first. Yeah, side should be done. I mean, you should have a beam on the side first. Then what I'm going to do is show you a faster way how you can use it to draw it in the. Up to you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the beams that I have over here. Okay, as you can see, it's a bit difficult for me to select the beams, right? So first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide my wall. So to hide my wall, same thing as before, I'm going to select the wall from my model here, and I'm going to say hide category. That's the wall, and I'm also going to hide this. What is that? That is that's link TeoREVIT file. Never mind, bring it back. Okay, I want to just select my beams one by one here. Make sure I'm selecting only the beams, right? I'm not selecting the walls and other things. So it's very important to be careful in selecting. Sometimes there could be mistakes. Okay. Right. Selected now. Okay, I'm going to use this command called copy, and I want to copy from this portion here. I want to copy directly to here. As you can see in my 3D, the beam is copied. Then continue, copy from here to here. As you can see in my 3D, it's there also. New. So you guys can do this also. All right, so all my beams are copied in the horizontal direction. Now I'm just going to finish on the sides as well. 356.
We others. Can we show
Am I sorry?
others? Can we show second story being reline?
We can. So to do that, we can only show the grids, the column, the footing, and five. That's it. Yep. Okay. So if you want to do that, what you can do very easy is you can go to you can go to that also the yeah. So what you can do is let me just bring it back. So if you want a little bit more space to work with from your structural level 2, from the project browser, you can go right click and unload. But let's not do that. I think it will be confusing for everyone. Please continue to draw your beams first. Any issues with drawing the beam? Faster way is just copying. So just observe, I'm now going, just now I copied in the horizontal direction. Now I'm going to copy the vertical beams. So just take a look. Guys, take a look. Just now I copied the horizontal ones, right? So I'm selecting all my beams in the vertical direction. This all by holding the control key. Okay, so all my beams are getting selected. Okay, it's a bit troublesome, but it's doable. So I've selected all the beams in this direction. Okay, so all I'm going to do is use this copy command, and I'm going to select from this midpoint here of this column to this midpoint of this column. So as you can just observe on my 3D view that the things are getting drawn also. The beams are getting drawn. Okay. Here. 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 Okay, so just all you need to do is copy it. That's it. That's all the beam on your level 2 that you need to do. Couple more. One more here, 1, 2, 3 more here. Okay, got it? Yep. Hmm. No, for beam you need to select one by one. Hmm. Oh, you're saying this. Okay. Then you can. Yeah. 站在这个地方看上面。我们这个又出来了。
你在画还是在动？是在画还是在跑步？跑步你怎么画？画它做什么？闭好了，你画。哈哈。我们这里不是，因为它有这个。这样的话，你再跑步。你再去跑是吧？那这里跑步。不好意思啊。这方画两层。
Okay, looks like beam we can do again next class, so don't worry. Out of energy. Yeah, lot of you can just now we draw the beam, right? We don't need to draw the beam for the rest of the floors. We can use the same beam system for the rest of the floors. Very easy. But we will not do that today because a lot of you have to draw your beams properly. Okay? How about this? We end the class today here and yeah, we will continue with beams in the next class. Okay? So wherever your beams is, it's fine. Just save your models and take it back home with you. Next class, please watch the videos from the 2 lab sessions first and then come to class. Okay? It's important. So I guess that's all for today. What else? We are left with, next class I will cover the perimeter beams again, not to worry. Weekly teaching. Just take note of all this. Lecture 4, 5, and 6, whatever we cover from lecture 1 onwards, there will be a quiz on lecture 7, 30-minute quiz. Then there will be a common test on lecture 8, during lecture 8. All right? That's all for today. Do we need to take attendance, Ms. Van? Do we? Who's this? Huh? Yeah, who's absent? Raise your hand. Who is Mr. Bong? Armin. Yes, hi. I think you are there for all 2 weeks, right? Chen Li? Huh? So she was there in the lecture 1, right? The girl, right? Boy. Lecture 2 is here. Okay. Hassan? Stella? Mark? Amanda is not here. Was not in the last class also. Good luck. Keksin, sorry, how to pronounce Keksin? Kashin. Okay, sorry. Justin? Justin is here. Sammy? Abdul Razak? Huh? Sufyan, sorry, Sufyan. Manohar? Okay, you're not there last time, right? No free attendance. Shane? Shane is your Shane online. Online. How come I think Shane online never say is he online really? Not here. Amanda is also online. I give Amanda some credit. In online or not? Changun? Two. Okay. You're there? All classes? 2? Right, guys. I think, this one they asked me to do, so I'm doing. Anyways, that's all for today. Please watch the videos for both the classes and see you next week. Bye-bye. Bye.